I was in the Olympic Village and I saw all the other like Olympians and athletes, which I follow on Instagram, like all the like
Yeah.
Team
Of course.
USA. Like I feel like I was just running my race and I was just like completely like blacked out because of how big everything was. So yeah, that was
Hello, hello
Hola, hola.
to another episode of It's Fareel
With Farah and Salil.
Thank you.
Wagwan. She's always gonna turn an eye on that. لأن
I'm not gonna get used to it.
you will eventually.
Anyways,
There's gonna come a day and she's gonna be like, Farah, that's weird. That's weird. Or she's gonna be the one saying Wagwan.
no, that's not gonna happen ever.
No?
No,
Okay.
I don't have it in me yet. Yet.
Okay, we're gonna have to plant it. And I'm planting the seed.
Inshallah.
Maybe I have to have her eat some jerk chicken or like.
Already done. Checked off the list.
And
Done.
oxtail.
And oxtail. So already done.
All right, at this point, I sound like a broken record because every time we have a guest, I'm like, oh my God, we have an exciting guest. But صدق يعني, I've been so, like every guest we've had,
بالضبط. All of our guests are excited.
we've been so excited about them. And this,
كل شخص يبناه in this podcast is extremely, extremely exceptional in their field.
exactly. And this one is like no other. Very special. She recently represented Kuwait in the Olympics 2024.
That's why لابسة أزرق اليوم. Representing شوي يعني.
قلتي لي شوي يعني.
ما عليك شيء هو صار مع الموضوع فاشتطيت شوي حبتين.
All right, we have with us a highly accomplished athlete with us. She is a true inspiration to young girls, females. Her story is very inspiring. She's holds some national records in her field as well. We're gonna get deep into that. Why don't you tell us who it is, Salil?
Without further ado, we have with us the Olympian Amal Alroumi.
Thank you. That's a nice intro.
Do you think so?
Yeah,
ترى
I
والله
think so.
يعني-
I felt so special.
بعد عمر you
You
are.
are.
You are.
يعني
You are.
made us
Thank
proud
you.
بصراحة يعني.
جد.
Thank you. It's
يعني
an
لو
honor
شنو
to be
نقدر
here.
نقول هم ما راح نوفي بصراحة.
Thank you.
It was such a proud moment for us to see as Kuwaiti girls. We see a Kuwaiti
Yeah.
girl representing Kuwait صراحة.
Yeah. Thank you. That means a lot. So this is part of why I do it. It's nice to see people that like feel inspired by me.
Yeah.
As it gives me a lot more drive. Yeah.
Nice.
And like the outfit.
I
Let's start
can't-
with the outfit first. قبل we dive deep into that the Kuwait outfit that you guys wore. The blue the blue.
Unfortunately, I wasn't part of like the opening, but it was beautiful.
It was beautiful,
And it was all
eh.
over social media because everyone
It
like
was.
loved it.
It was ranked one of the top ones
And it
actually.
took a lot of time and effort to be done. يعني, you know?
Yeah. Oh, definitely.
The
إحنا-
intricate
Worth it.
details and
Of
all
course.
that.
Yeah.
We already gave a shout out to Mahra, which is فرح الباطين, for those amazing outfits صراحة. I know it got يعني international eyes on them عشان بس شوية يعرفون.
The talented females we have in our country.
Yes, true.
Yes.
True.
والله جد. Listen, we want to get to know Emil on a personal basis. The Olympian will come naturally. I guess
Yeah.
you've done so many interviews about you being an Olympian and becoming one. But Emil, like mini Emil.
Like, you mean growing up?
Growing up, like starting in school,
Were you always athletic from school? Like
I have like mild ADHD. Like at the beginning, growing up, like when I was in school, like my mom didn't know like what to do like with me. بالمدرسة لما كانت تدرسني, I would never pay attention, like I'd pay attention for like half an hour, then like she'd see me like لازم أقوم, I have to go for a walk, I have to like move. So like as a like treatment for like فرط نشاط وحركة, she put me in sports.
Okay, that's so smart.
Yeah, she put me in sports so I can just like by the end of the day I'd be exhausted and just like fall asleep. But like I was always an active kid, like even playing outside, like I would just rush to like finish my studies, finish my homework just so we can play outside,
Wow.
Yeah, like I was always like athletics started in high school, but being active and being into sports, like it's all I remember. It's like a huge part of my life.
Okay.
Yeah.
So back in the day, I know ADHD wasn't
like no,
something
no one
uncalled
knew.
for.
They
It was
didn't
just like, oh,
know.
this person has a lot of energy, خلينا نحطهم in like some sports
Exactly.
نطلع طاقتهم. And
Exactly,
بالضبط.
exactly.
وصح
صح.
كلامها ان الامهات كانوا اوكي يركضون يسوون اللي يبونه عشان لما يردون البيت بس
And
ينامون.
it was swimming, and swimming is very exhausting. And
yeah.
as a kid, like who doesn't like to play with water?
صح.
Yeah, like eventually, like I moved out of swimming. Then like in my school, they didn't have a good pool.
Okay.
Like I was like, oh, what's next? What's next? I tried soccer, you know. The tryout was like it was you and like another partner, and she had to like pass the ball to you, and then you have to pass it back. But my first reaction was like I dodged like the ball. But I'm like, nope. I took my bag and I left. But the next tryout was track and field.
Okay.
And I was excited because and then I found myself like I don't like team sports, you know. فبس like and then ever since then it's been track and field.
So you yourself and you basically.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. How so it started back in school.
And back in school.
Okay.
Yeah,
In high
I was-
school
I
specifically.
was mostly doing like the sprint because you know like it's fun. Like doing sprinting is fun. It's not like doing longer distance, you know, where it's a lot of suffering. It's endurance sport.
Yes.
But I started off doing the 100 and the 200. But eventually, as I graduated high school and got into university, تخرجت من جامعة الكويت. So there wasn't much of like and also running back then was not like popular بالكويت, you know. But if you see now, it's suddenly like exploded. Like everyone is running.
Yeah.
You see the parks. If you see just like on the
Run
road,
clubs.
run clubs and
Yeah.
stuff. But like back then, I was like, okay, what should I do? Like I want to stay active. I don't like to like work out indoors, like in the gym, which is. But I started waking up in the morning, الفجر, and I just go for like the longest run, whatever I felt comfortable. And I did that every day, you know.
Okay.
And in university, but I never thought about doing it professionally. Best like there came a point where around 2016, I started getting bored like from running, and I found myself like I'm good, but I just wanted like someone to guide me in my training. So I saw like an ad for like this run club, حديقة الشهيد. So I was like, and it was like the first day was for free. I was like, oh whatever, damn, it's for free. Like let me try it out and then like see, you know, if I don't like it, خلاص, I'll just like not come back. When I tried it out, and they split you in like groups, so like the fast group and then the slower group, and then you know. So the coach back then asked me like, "What's your PBs?" Actually, so I told him, and then he put me in the faster group, and then the faster group were all men. So when we started running, like I felt like that competitiveness in me, like okay, that guy is like starting to like run like in front of me. Like, I want to go faster, you know. And then eventually, like I did come back to the run club. Like I joined the run club, but I started competing like with the boys, you know, where it's just like me and then like one more guy who are like, you know, like fighting against each other like at the end of the training.
Okay.
So like this is how it started, you know, like where I saw myself, okay, I'm competing like with them with the men, you know. So what, like I didn't think about doing it professionally only when that run club offered me a sponsorship to
Wow.
train for
Wow.
free, and just like represent like the run club with their gym, وكذي. When at the beginning I was like, like I don't know, like I'll think about it, and then I just didn't get back to them. And then a week later, like the owner was like, how would you say yes? And I was just shy. I was like, okay, like I'll join your run club, you know. And then when I started training professionally with the coach, استوعبت that like it's so different than like training for fun,
Yeah.
you know. Like obviously we built into like the training, but it was so different where like you do train like 2 sessions a day, you know, where like the sessions are harder, they're longer. And then I realized like I can't do that. Like I had a job back then. I would finish my training at 5 a.m. I would finish and then like run back, like try to make it in time for my job, you know.
Okay.
And then I got into a lot of trouble, you know, like
With your job?
With my job, because I was always late. And then like a few weeks passed by, like مشينا الموضوع where I was late and whatever. And then suddenly it just clicked, you know. I remember I was sitting in my desk. I took my laptop and I was like, I'm not gonna come back.
Wow.
So it was like suddenly I didn't even plan it, you know.
You
And
found
then-
yourself.
كل مرة لما أحد يسولف بهذا الموضوع and they're like basically doing some sort of something on the side,
Passionate.
and then they have
Yeah.
and then they have like work, a desk job or whatever.
Yeah.
It's always that specific moment. They're
Yeah.
always talk about that specific moment. يروحون يردون على that specific moment.
Yeah.
ويصير ويكون دائما ما لاحظتي دائما يكون إنه it's unplanned.
Yeah, that's so
بس
true.
فجأة وهم قاعدين.
Then
Yeah.
خلاص, you like once you, like, you know how they say, like, once you know, you know, like you
Yeah,
get that feeling, and once you
that's
know, you
true.
know.
That's true. And like I never thought about it. It just clicked in my head, you know. But and then like I did like think about like where am I gonna get like the money? How am I gonna like live to do what I want to do?
Yeah.
But with time, like alhamdulillah, like I was able to get a lot of help like from like friends who have like companies, which I was fortunate enough to get that help, you know. بس
And how was your family, يعني من ناحية, like, when they saw that you quit your job and you want to do this full time, were they supportive بالبداية? Did it take some time?
At the beginning, like my mom was like skeptical, you know. She was like, but like she just like let me be, and she just like observed from like
Afar.
you know. But and then like I think she saw how like dedicated I was in my training, you know, because like it's like I did the same thing every day, where it's like you wake up, have breakfast, train, go back home, rest, train, rest, you know. I wouldn't go out like with my friends, only on Thursdays, because Friday would be like an off day. I would like excuse myself from like weddings, like receptions and whatever, because obviously these stuff are overnight, and I
Yeah.
had to wake up at 5 a.m. or like 4 a.m. and then be in training at 5. So like with time, like she was skeptical, but she just let me be. But and then like with time, like she was so supportive, because she saw like ever since 2016 until this day, it's the same routine.
Wow, mashallah, that's amazing.
Yeah.
So you wake up and train 5 a.m. no matter what the
No,
weather is.
not 5 a.m.
Not 5 a.m.
Like you do, like, because now like I do like a lot of training camps like in Europe. Like I do
Okay.
follow like good weather. Like الحين now the weather is like it's so nice outside.
صح.
So I wake up at 7. I would train around 8:39. And in Europe it's the same, you know. ف like in summer I'm in a training camp like بالكويت, you know. And when the weather is nice بالكويت, I would stay here. I'm just like trying to find what's comfortable, because also like training at 5 a.m. is not sustainable, you know. Like
طبعاً.
you need to sleep, you need to eat.
طبعاً.
And also like our lifestyle بالكويت is not made for like 5 a.m., you know. Like when am I gonna sleep? Like at 8?
True.
المفروض.
Yeah.
True.
But like by like, you know, like
Especially with the amount of time that you're training, you have to have your body recover overnight.
man,
Yeah.
like I was able to do that like for the like small like brief time اللي أردت فيه بالكويت in the summer. Like I'd stay for a week or two. I would train at 5 a.m., but it's really hard. Like not like, because sleep is so important. It's so underrated. It's like if someone tells me like, give me one thing that's so good for your recovery, I would say sleep. Like forget the supplements, forget like everything. It's
Wow.
sleep.
That for sure, then your body has to recover.
Yeah.
Well, as like I've realized, as we get older, we need, like, it gets more and more important.
صح.
Yeah,
يعني
true.
قبل, like, we run out 4 hours of sleep عادي. الحين like a day comes where I'm like I have less than 6 or 7 hours of sleep. Girl, I'm cranky.
Yeah,
لا
yeah,
لا
yeah.
أنا دايما
صح.
sleep كان عندي
صح،
مهم
صح.
صراحة.
Yeah.
Now we circle back to like our childhood, you
Yeah.
know, like we were forced to sleep, but now like we force ourselves to sleep, you know, because I want to wake up, I want to feel fresh, I want to like conquer the day like feeling fresh, you know.
Always.
الحين like I saw this meme where it's like we now our life goals are our childhood punishments back in the day.
Yeah, that's so true.
No, not going out, sleeping early,
Yeah, صح.
صدق والله.
eating
Yeah,
vegetables.
Yeah, that's so true. 100%.
You just wish
شنو؟
and that you would be a kid again.
And you treat yourself for ice cream, you know, like I would like when I'm done like with a good training, like I pass by, I feel like this Baskin Robbins like next to our house. I'd be like, I deserve this ice cream today, you know. I get myself like 2
You did a good
scoops.
job.
Yeah, I did it, like, you know.
Speaking of ice cream, just off topic شوية, what's your favorite flavor?
I guess that's like controversial, but mint chocolate chip.
Oh, it's such a classic.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Yeah, it has,
It
like,
is.
people say
But
tastes
I
like
guess
toothpaste.
And it's my
tricky.
favorite as well.
It's tricky.
it's
لأن it's
tricky.
not everywhere. Like some places يعني they have it hands down. It's really good.
إيه،
Some
صح.
places لا it's شنو معجون أسنان.
Yeah, صح.
So-
well,
with, like,
هذا هو the
chocolates.
balance.
It depends
Yeah.
on where you get it from. I guess.
إيه,
Yeah.
I like
balance.
cotton candy, like my Baskin. you
The
know.
blue one.
Yeah, no, the pink one. The
pink
pink
one.
with like the
The purple.
The purple,
Yes.
yeah.
That's like a very nostalgic flavor.
yeah. Like, but like if I had to choose one flavor, Oh, be the vanilla pralines and cream.
Ooh, that's a
Wow.
classic.
That's a classic
I'm so
food.
passionate about my ice cream.
I love
Like, as
ice
you
cream. I can
guys-
totally
as you guys-
understand.
انتوا الاثنين انتوا الاثنين انتوا الاثنين you guys can live on ice cream عيال.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
إيه.
Good to know.
إيه شفت شلون؟
ما عليه ما عليه.
There's-
You have to try this OG place.
Like I saw, like I do see it on my Instagram
Yeah.
actually, but it's like
It's really
it
good.
looks so good,
It is.
honestly.
On a good training day, maybe
yeah,
pass by.
I
Treat
should,
yourself
I
to
should,
it.
I
Yeah.
should.
It's extremely like
And everything
artisanal.
everything is like handmade, all natural.
fresh.
In-house.
Okay, nice.
all fresh ingredients وهالسوالف
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. I should pass by.
اي يعني
Okay.
وايد
There,
حلو
which one they
صراحة.
had like the salted caramel
كل شيء
flavor
حلو.
was good.
كل شيء عندهم
Yeah.
هذا تشوي قوي عندهم
Chewy, that sounds so good.
it
can
has
go
like
taste
real
it.
cake in it.
Oh my god.
If you like
it's
fruity,
okay.
they have like a matcha strawberry one.
Yeah,
that's
I
good.
love strawberry ice cream.
Eh.
Also my favorite. I have
Okay.
a lot of favorites.
لا على يبينا نسوي
ice cream tasting
ice cream
وياها.
tasting مرة ثانية. You
Yeah.
come instead of a guest like a ice cream tasting co-host.
صح صح. We would love to have you again.
I'd be happy to be here.
خلاص. We'll see a day where we have ice cream.
صح صح.
All right, back to the topic. So after training competitively with like the run club, when did you go like national or like represent Kuwait in?
It felt like when I got sponsored by like the run club, which also like has a gym, we started training in the track, which is the national team track. When we were there, like the people in charge of the track would like come and talk to us, be like, oh, like, because like in every track there are specific times that are for the national team, and like no one could come in because it's like times for the national team that they would be training. So like they would come, be like, oh, we're sorry, so they'd basically kick us out. So we would come and train in the morning when the national team is not there. But with time, like they also saw how like dedicated like I was in my training. So when I would come in the afternoon at the time of the national team, they just like let me train. They wouldn't like kick me out. But that was also nice, like from them, you know. Why I didn't even ask them to like, oh, can I train here or whatever. They just saw me like coming like day in and day out, and they just like let me train, you know. So the national team started in 2018. I joined the national team where they basically saw like my times, you know, because you have to like have like a specific time, or you have to be like the top like al Kuwait and like to be able to be part of the national team. So with the I think there was like a national champion. No, sorry, I ran a meeting in Europe where the meetings are you just register yourself and you can just go and like run a race. So I ran a big PB in Belgium. So like obviously the national team the federation saw my time and they were happy. Oh, best ever since then, ever since then, every championship, every international championship, they called me in and be like, we would want you to race like and represent Kuwait, and that was it.
That's really nice for them
Yeah.
to actually like support
Yeah.
and see how dedicated you are.
Yeah, I mean, like this is what like I do believe, like if you're dedicated and if you do work hard, people would realize it and you would get what you're working for. Like I didn't ask to be sponsored. I didn't ask to be part of the national team. It was just like that people saw my potential. They saw how hard I was working.
Your
you
hard
know?
work was paying off.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
they just like, you know, I earned all of it, you know. Yeah, and so this is why when people would come, like when especially younger girls would come and ask me, like, oh, I want to be part of the national team, because it's nice to wear like the national team jersey and stuff.
طبعا.
So I'd always like advise them like train hard, you know, like the only way you can prove yourself is that by training hard, you know, and letting your hard work speak like by
For
itself,
yourself,
you
yeah.
know. Yeah.
And how was that feeling? Your first how was the feeling or reaction that you had on your first race or run representing Kuwait on the national team?
Honestly, it was scary. Like I wasn't like, okay, especially like when it comes to sports or like in track and field where it's an individual sport, where it's just like on the start line, it's just you. Like even if there is someone like my teammate who's also like Team Kuwait, but they're also like like my competition. Like we don't work together, you know. So it's literally just you like on the track. And like also like not like championship races are a lot different than like the meeting races where you just want to run and try to do like a PB. So it was honestly was so scary, and I did mess it up, you know. Like I went out like way too fast, and because the 800 is 2 laps. So I went out the first lap way too fast, you know.
Okay.
Yeah, and then like basically the second lap I was just
Gassed
like,
out.
you know, I was just praying to God like please I don't want to fall, you know. I just wanted my legs to just hold me up until I finished the race. But we like I did come a long way, you know. Like there like I think sports, because you're working with the human body, is very like you don't always get the like the النتيجة اللي انتوا تبونها, you know.
Yeah.
Because
Okay.
like because sometimes in training, like my training is good, my nutrition is good, like, and I was like, you know, like hands on, like on like every single like thing that I need to do. I was like perfect on my recovery. I was perfect on my training. I was perfect on like my nutrition.
Mm.
But like when it comes like to the time of the race, like something might happen.
You never know what
You
could
never
happen.
know. Like it might be the weather. It might be the travel. You know, it might be just like
The
me.
altitude or
It might be just me.
yeah.
Like I don't know. Like if that can be part of the podcast, but
Yeah,
especially as a woman, like
yeah, of
Cycle.
course.
yeah, like my cycle.
Yeah.
You know, and then like obviously like because as a woman like at the day of my cycle is like your whole body just changes,
Of
you know.
course. Hormones.
You do feel heavy, like you do feel like you do get more like tired, you know,
Yes, yes.
but let alone like having to run a race.
Yeah, yeah, and traveling and all of that plays a
Eh,
huge role
yeah,
actually in it.
exactly.
Stress on the body.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Like also injury, you know. Like I've been through a lot of stuff where like, because again, you're working with the human body, like
Mm-hmm.
it's not a machine, you know. So you can never like, it's not like coding where like it's
Yes.
1 + 1 = 2. It's not like that, you
Yeah,
know.
yeah, yeah.
Eh,
I just want to touch point about how when you mentioned like being a part of the society and how you had to like isolate yourself from like weddings, receptions, family gatherings, social gatherings in general. How was that to Amal? How did it affect you in a negative way, in a positive way? Because yeah, isolation does play a huge role.
yeah, but like I do feel, because like I do train like with the coach and I do have like
Yeah,
a small group with me.
yeah.
But I feel like that like because you're surrounding the people with you like do help a lot, you know,
Okay.
and I feel like that's so important.
طبعا.
And also like my mom is also very supportive, you know.
الحمد
So she started even not even like asking me like if you want to go to this wedding or like whatever,
لله. Yeah.
because she knows like it's kind of exhausting, like especially like going to a wedding like overnight, you know.
أكيد.
Like like having to be in heels and like, you know, like also like because I train also in the afternoon or in the evening where like I have to like train quickly and then like rush back and like having like I have
Get
to
ready.
like get
Yeah.
ready and stuff. But I do feel like it wasn't like a there wasn't any negative effects, I think, you know. I didn't get any like backlash or
بس
whatever.
الحمد لله.
Yeah, but like I feel like because everyone knows, like with time, I feel like everyone knew like who I was and what I was like working for, you know.
Okay.
Yeah.
And with that, you mentioned like, you know, the how training, like the hard work that you've put in and like training twice a day. And of course, there's gonna be days that you don't feel like doing it or like you're gonna be exhausted or tired. Like that's when like mindset comes into play. How do you deal with those days where like you're not motivated, or what helps you like what helps keep you motivated and like staying on track and keep going?
Yeah, like if like yesterday I had one of those days, you know. But I went to track. My warm up was good, but once I started my training, I just didn't feel it, you know. So what I tell myself is like, okay, just like do one more rep, you know, and then like I would see the time. I'm on time. I'm faster than the time like that my coach asked for. Like, do you do one more rep, you know? And then like eventually you just move on like
إيه.
and then like you just اشوف نفسي انه خلاص خلص التمرين, you know.
Yeah.
And then like I do feel like that satisfaction, like okay, and like I might be tired, that like the
You
times
hype
might
yourself up.
yeah, the times might be slower, or I might have like rested more than like the rest like my coach like, you know, like asked
Intended
for.
to, yeah.
But like at the end, at least I did the training, you know. I didn't cut like half of it. I didn't like just walk out or whatever. So it's like it's always like one more rep, or like if I have a long run, I just be like just do 10 minutes, just do 20
Yeah.
minutes, and then like eventually, because sometimes you do feel better like in like during the training, you know. like, okay, I do feel bad, but I'm hitting the times, you know.
Yeah.
So like you do feel like, oh, okay, like I'm doing well, you know. I might feel bad, but I'm doing well, so might as well continue, you know.
صح.
Yeah.
Sometimes like those days you feel the best out of after the workout than like any other day because
Yeah, that's so true.
yeah.
But like it's always like I just mentioned, like in the warm up I felt good, you know. But like I felt so good in the warm up, but when I started the training, I felt so bad, you know. But it's always like when I warm up and I feel bad, it's like the best training, you know. So I don't know what it is.
هو كافي إنه you actually went.
Yeah,
Showing up,
هذا
yeah.
هذا بحد ذاته it's an
yeah,
achievement.
yeah.
Yeah, I always say like
And for
showing up
me,
is like
there's no
50%.
way, there's no
Yeah.
way I wouldn't show up. Like it's not even like in my head, you know. Like I wouldn't just like cut my training, you know. Like I think I sacrificed like way too much to just like not show up, you know. Like I would show up and then do what I would give my 100% for that day,
For that day, yeah.
you know. And then like I would always like at least leave happy, you know.
الحمد لله.
Yeah, like satisfied with myself.
Yeah. You have to. خلاص you're already there.
Yeah.
Might as well make the best out of it.
Yeah, true.
يعني صح
Yeah.
والله صدق. والله.
That's amazing, yeah.
So you were talking about how when you received the phone call, did you
Yeah.
apply for it? For you becoming an Olympian, is it something you apply for? Is it something people see in you and how dedicated you are and, you know,
Yeah.
call you up for it?
Like for the Olympics, I think there are 4 ways
Okay.
to qualify for the Olympics. One is if you do like if you qualify by time,
Okay.
you know. The other one is through world ranking. You're ranking like compared to like the world,
Yeah.
you know. The third way is through the universality place.
Okay.
Okay, and then the fourth way is through a wild card, which is only for the 100 meters. And I think maybe for the marathon, I'm not sure.
Okay.
So the 800, they don't have a wild card for the 800. It's just you qualify by time for a world ranking or a universality place. Getting that place is the universality place is 2 seats out of like all the countries. I don't know how many countries there are like in the world.
297.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's just 2 seats,
Wow.
you know. And then like the country has to like send the names of the people who are qualified by time or through world ranking or whatever. So when they sent my times, so they sent my PB and whatever. At the beginning, like they took a while to reply, you know. And I was asking like, oh, so what happened and whatever. So the Olympic Committee, or like I think it was the Federation, like I'm not sure, were saying like, oh, like they're like we still don't know, like is it a yes, is it a no? Like I got no answer. And then suddenly, like I was in Europe because I had a training camp and I was doing like a few like prep races for the Olympics. So I was asleep and then I woke up and I had like maybe like 6 missed calls, you know. That was like I think like less than a month before the Olympics, you know.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Yeah, and then I had like a few missed calls, and then one of them was my mom, you know, and I had like some people from like the federation, some people from like the Olympic Committee. So the first person that I called back was like my mom, you know. So she was like, is it true? And I was like, what's true? She's like, did you make it to the Olympics? I was like, I don't know, you
I
know.
just woke up.
Yeah, I was like, I just woke up. And then I called like I don't know if it was someone from the Federation or the Olympic Committee. So like, oh, is there like, are you ready? I was like, I knew, you know. I was like, for what? And then they're like, for the Olympics. I was like, oh, okay, like nice, you know. It was my lifelong dream, you know, but like I'm not the person that would react like, you know, like scream and like, you know. I was like, okay, nice, okay, alhamdulillah, you know. I thanked God and that was it. But it was like a long journey, you know, like coming into like the Olympics.
Yeah.
Like, you know, it's a lot of like, because athletics or like track and field is a very hard sport, honestly, and I always do say that. Like I'm not trying to make people run away, but it's an individual sport. Like you're basically always like by yourself. Even in the races, like I said, like someone in your team, like Team Kuwait, like we're still like opponents. We're like competing against each other. The training is very hard, you know. The competition also, like running the race, is also very hard, you know. Like I don't know if you've seen like the Olympics and you see how
Yeah,
like
of
people
course.
like, you know, at the finish line they're all like dead. So it was a hard journey, you know. But like that's one of my goals, you know. Like I have one more goal, which is like inshallah like an Asian medal. But that's one of my goals, you know. I was able to like check it out my list. And that's it.
Alhamdulillah.
And how was Okay, you didn't have a reaction on the phone, so I guess you're like
She's my other half.
we found someone that's like Celine, that's
I
like
found a nonchalant
person.
Alhamdulillah, I'm not alone in this world.
We have to put you guys on like we have to make like a nonchalant support group.
I need it والله جد أحتاج finally وأخيرا لقيت شخص نفسي. I feel so proud صراحة.
But my sister is also part of that group. She's
Really?
even worse than me. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. So we're 3 right now.
Yeah.
Alhamdulillah.
Then we're collecting a group
Yeah.
Alhamdulillah.
because I'm the total opposite. Like I'm very active.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm chill. No, I'm like I'll be calm in other situations, like when there's an issue happening or whatever. But when like exciting situations happen, you'll see like I'm jumping up and down. I'm so
Yeah.
excited. I was like,
She'll scream, she'll shout, she'll jump.
Yeah.
يعني لو بإيدها she'll do a backflip, you know what I mean? يعني
yeah,
You
man,
would,
like
you would.
the excitement takes me.
yeah.
Yeah. I wish I was like that. Sarah, I do wish where I was like jumped like because I just woke up when I got that call. Like I wish I was like yes, like jump off the bed. بس لا,
I would
you
like
know?
probably go for a run. Like I'll be like so excited, like high off adrenaline. اللي I'm like I'm running like around the block.
لا.
So you got the call. يعني you had a reaction. I guess maybe it didn't hit you yet.
Very nonchalant.
Exactly. I was just gonna say that it didn't hit me until I feel like it hit me twice. It didn't hit me until I was in the Olympic Village and I saw all the other like Olympians and athletes which I follow on Instagram. You know, like all the
Yeah,
like Team
of course.
USA, like the Europeans, like the Netherlands.
Yeah.
So like when I was like walking, because I was alone, you know, like unfortunately they weren't able to get my coach with me. Like I was in the Olympics alone. Like I had like
Wow.
no one to support me. Like I just had like phone calls like with my friends. I had phone calls with my coach. But like unfortunately, like I was alone there. Like I had to like warm up alone and do everything like by myself. But like walking like in the Olympic Village, like I'm pretty sure like you heard about like the
Yeah.
muffin. Yeah. You know, this is the most famous thing in the 2024.
They were
like,
trying to also recreate it all over the
honestly,
Instagram
it
and
was so
TikTok.
good. And like when I first I arrived to the Olympic Village pretty late. Felt like I just dropped off my bags and I went like because I was so hungry. I wanted to eat, and I still didn't hear about like the muffin. I got like most of the food was like nearly like done. You know, the trays were empty. Felt like I was looking. I was like I got I think a piece of like salmon, and then I saw the muffin. I was like oh, like that looks good. You know. So I had some salmon and then I ate that like the muffin. I was like, wow, like that's a dessert, you know. Then like a few days ago, a few days later, I saw like that was viral and like my
Wow.
sister sent it to me. She was like, did you try that muffin? I was like, yeah, of course, like the first day because it looked so good. But like when I arrived at the village, like seeing all these athletes, you know, Team USA and how like they set up like their building and stuff, like it was honestly it was surreal, you know. And then the second time it hit me was when I was at the start line, you know, in
Wow,
the Stade de
yeah.
France, you know, because the crowd was huge, you know. And you know like when I was running my first race, because I did the heats and then there was a repechage round, you know. So when I was running the first race, the crowd was screaming like so much, especially when we got into the last curve, like into like the last like straight before like the finish line. The crowd was cheering so much, like you know when you're in a wedding or you're like sitting next to like a speaker where
Yeah.
you're like the bass of the music
It's
like
like
was
boom,
like
boom,
it's like
Yeah.
vibrating
yeah.
like your skull. Like the crowd was screaming like so much, my skull was vibrating. Like I might sound like I'm exaggerating, but that was, and it was so scary, honestly, you know. Like
I can imagine for like the
and
athletes.
having to like run, but also like these athletes are used to it. They've probably been to like the world championship, like so many other races, also like the big like races, like the meetings and like in Europe and stuff, or in the States where they do have a lot of like a big crowd and stuff. But for me, and I'm pretty sure there are other people like in that race where it's their first time, you know. And it was surreal, you know. Like I feel like I was just running my race and I was just like completely like blacked out because of how big everything was, you know. So yeah, that was
Wow.
yeah, like I mean
I'm getting goosebumps now.
Just I'm just trying to imagine how massive the crowd was.
it was huge, and like just like, and like running, because like in the last straight, like I'm on the curve, I can see like the crowd in front of me, and like I was looking at like the people, and I was like the amount of like the noise in the stadium was something like I don't think I would be able to like go. I can't even describe it, and the purple track was beautiful, so all in all, like it was like the experience of the lifetime.
Would you say that was maybe your favorite race or a most memorable race, maybe? Or was there
Yeah,
another
yeah, yeah.
one?
I mean, like performance wise, because I think it was my first time. Like honestly, like
Yeah.
like because of like the crowd and stuff. Like I was so tense, because of like I was like a deer in headlights, like because everything was so big, like the screens, like the people, like the amount of like media and like everything was so new to me. Where like I did feel like a deer in headlights. But when I was done, like, and then I had to like because the repechage round was at night, and then the no, sorry, the heats were at night, and then the repechage round was in the morning, where
Mm-hmm.
we barely had time to like recover, and I barely slept like the day before. But like what I told myself was like, okay, you already did that like yesterday, like today might be easier, because I'm running a race again. But it didn't get any easier. It was still hard, and like, but it was something, I think, like it's the experience of the lifetime.
For sure,
Definitely.
definitely.
Definitely. Not a
Yeah,
lot of
just
people.
you being there in itself is like amazing. It's a
Yeah.
huge accomplishment.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and like the
yeah.
stadium was full. And like I don't know if you've been to like maybe soccer, football game matches
Yes,
or
Yeah, of
yeah,
something.
course.
Yeah, and like just being like in the track and seeing all these people or the stadium like
yeah.
around you, like you feel like so
So,
small,
yeah.
like you feel like you're so tiny, and like all these people are like like an ant, like someone has like a magnifying glass, and just someone's looking at you, and they're just like a tiny ant, and this is how I felt.
بس تخيلي إن they're all there for you guys.
Yeah, and I
Yeah.
had like a lot of like I had some of my friends come like from Kuwait, and like come to Paris and like watch me, and like all my friends and family like were just waiting, like watching me on TV and stuff.
أكيد.
So it's not just like the people like
We were all as
watching.
well. Like احنا we were
بالضبط.
one of those people waiting. Like أتذكر we're like out, we were following Kuwait Times, and like they would wait. We would wait for them to put like the time. Yeah,
Yeah,
مثلا like
yeah,
so.
Slots and
Yeah,
everything.
مثلا
Yeah.
Amal is competing tomorrow at this time.
yeah, yeah,
So and so was like competing tomorrow at
Yeah.
that time. So like everyone was just waiting. Hash صار hash صار.
yeah,
صح.
but like it was nice, it was so nice. So but like again, like it was kind of stressful.
Yeah.
Like where I think you do need to get used to like being in that situation, like
Mm-hmm.
where I think that professionals like in like the Americans, the Europeans, like they probably are used to it,
Yeah.
because again, like track and field in Europe or in the States is a very big sport, where they do have like their nationals. They do have like thousands like of like people coming and watching,
Yeah.
and they do have like the screens, like the media, the lights, and like the crowd. But I feel like in Kuwait, it's a relatively like new sport, where we don't like our national championship is pretty empty. It's better, it's better than the previous years, but it's still like growing.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, like I mean, like it's again, the Olympics, I think, is the experience of a lifetime.
أكيد أكيد خاصة as you just mentioned, you follow the people that you saw there.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
And the
Yeah.
fact that you're with them on that same
yeah,
track, like
yeah.
you're at their same level, yeah. And
Yeah,
there's
exactly. And
yeah,
and this is what I like. This is what I was telling myself. Like going to the Olympics, I do know like again like الوصول. I always say that الوصول بحد ذاته and just being
صح.
like on the start line for me is my goal.
yeah.
But running that race, I do know like the difference of like my time and then the times of like the girls running with me. Where like the girls running with me have the support of like their nation, and like I have like اللاعبين اللي معي مشروع دولة. And where I am just like مجهود شخصي.
Yeah.
It was just like personal effort.
Yeah.
Where like I had like there is some help from the country. And there's some support, but it's not like the support where like the bigger nations have.
Mm-hmm.
Where it's like the a country's project
صح.
to create like these Olympians, like
Yeah,
these
yeah,
world
yeah,
champions,
yeah.
like these world champions, the to break world records. And they have like these athletes have everything they need.
Yeah.
Where for me, like it was all personal effort, you
True,
know.
true.
There was, like I said, there was some help like from like the الجهات المختصة بس 90%
It
كان
was
it
you
was
all the
Yeah,
way.
for
it
بس
sure.
was all
أحس
me.
بس أحس that's what makes your journey more special than anyone else's.
Yeah.
To be extremely honest, because you compared it على قولتك, whatever you did was extremely personal. It was you,
Yeah.
literally
With
by
limited
yourself.
resources.
Yeah,
With
yeah.
extremely
Yeah.
limited resources.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
لو بنقارن her resources with people who had their support from their countries itself exclusively, let's
Yeah.
say, what you did was a massive job.
Accomplishment. Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
like يعني ارفع
الحمد
لك
لله.
القبعة
Yeah, الحمد
بصراحة.
لله, الحمد
Because
لله,
what
thank
you
you.
did put you on another
Yeah.
level.
Yeah, alhamdulillah.
You
But
know?
like, but again, like I said, like we're human, you know.
Of course.
Like when I was at the race and I saw like the difference between me and like the girls in front. But again, like what I tell myself, like in any race, you know, is that like we're all like they're not better than me, or like
No.
or like they like we're all the same because we all did our trainings, you know. We all have legs, you know. We all we're all training like in the morning and the afternoon. So like again, we're all one, you know. So also at the repertoire round when we were done, like because again, like making the semifinal in the Olympics or a world championship, it takes only like the top of like the best in the
صح.
world, you know. So when I left in the repertoire round, like I went to like the room where they have all our stuff, like our bags and stuff, and then you see like the Americans, like, and the Ethiopians, like the Africans who also didn't make it, like to like who also left, like myself, left like the competition at the repertoire round, and they were crying and stuff, and it was nice to see that like I said, like we're all the same, you know. Just like for me, with given my personal effort to make it to the Olympics, like
هذا
these
إنجاز.
girls like have like the support of their nation, but they also left like in the
Yeah,
repertoire
yeah,
round, and
yeah.
they're crying and they're devastated. But like yeah, I mean, like it was very eye-opening, you know, to see what people are doing like in the Olympics, you know. Like also like seeing Team USA, how they set up like their building and stuff, you know, where it's like a whole new like عالم ثاني, you know. They have like a gym set up, they have like 10 massage tables, they have like their own like hair salon inside, you know.
Wow.
They have their own cafe, and just seeing that, seeing their athletes. I mean, of course, they would be world champions, you know. But again, like in Kuwait, where it's personal effort for everyone, like all of these athletes that made it to the Olympics,
yeah.
or like any like you know, like I said, there is some support, but obviously like more is needed, you know, to be able to compete like with like the other countries, you know.
So a lot of, especially like with races and like individual sports, as you say, there's most athletes, like they would have like a lucky charm or something that they would take with them, or like they wear, or a bracelet, and they, this is their lucky charm for that competition. Do you happen to have a lucky charm?
No.
No.
Like maybe like a favorite outfit. I like to look good.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's
I like to
something,
look good.
yeah.
That's some sort of a ritual
Yeah.
beforehand.
I felt like I would like chinny batla, you know.
Yeah.
Like I would try on like the race clothes, and I would want to look good. But that's like given like it's not a national team race, you know, because the national team race I have to wear like the national team
Yeah.
clothes. But like given like if I'm doing like a meeting or like any of these like independent races or whatever, I like to look good. Like I try to make sure, and like okay, I wear like my nice shorts. Like, you know, I think about like, am I gonna do like, I'm gonna tie my hair up? Am I gonna braid it? Like for me, it's important to look good. Like if you look
Nice.
good, you feel good. You know.
صح.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
You,
And I do like put some like light makeup and stuff. You know.
إيه، صح.
Yeah. It's like it's important for me to look good.
as she mentioned, the ritual on the day of the meet that you have, what is your ritual or like your routine before, leading up to that meet?
You mean the day of?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like what do you, is there any
Like
preparations?
I try to like keep it as casual as possible, like nothing new, you know. Like what I do in training, like what I think to myself is like, okay, like this is just like another training day, you know. Like I have
Okay.
another like track session. I try to eat the same food like that I would eat like for a track session. Nothing new. I try to keep it simple, you know. same warm up, you know, race warm up is the same as like a track session, like warm up. Oh, best like I try to like remind myself in the like, okay, you do this every single day, you know. But again, like the race jitters is always there, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I try to keep it as simple as possible, you know.
Talking about race jitters, like having you actually compete in the Olympics. So basically انتي وصلتي على المراحل. Do you still get race jitters?
I mean, the Olympics is the last race that I did.
Yeah.
You know, felt like I feel like going into because the season just started. You know, I do feel like it's like انكسرت حاجز. You know, like I do feel like it's like with every also with training. Like any with every training you do build a lot of confidence. With every experience, like بطولات Asia, if I'm doing like an Asian championship, Arab championship, like at the Olympics, like every race, every championship does give you like a lot of confidence, like in yourself, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, بالعكس the meets that I do like in Europe and stuff are very fun, you know. But when I go into like a championship race, it's kind of different, you know, because you're representing your country,
طبعاً.
you know, and you're not just running like for a PB, it's a championship race, you know, and there are other people also like fighting for like the place or fighting for like the medal, you know, where the race is a lot more like tactical or like aggressive, you know. Yeah.
Okay. Growing up, is there any person, inspiration, role model you always looked up to? That was always your motive,
Or
let's
like
say.
مو شرط growing up, like when you started the sport, I
Yeah,
guess. Yeah.
definitely.
Honestly, like there isn't like someone specific
Mhm.
that I do look up to, but like I do like checking Instagram, like I do see like how like these athletes like push themselves, you know, and training every day. And I do see like how they train, like how they're dedicated and how like their lifestyle is. And like I do feel like it's sometimes inspiring when you see like people training hard, like also like in the track, like when I go to the track, for example, like Knibel Kuwait,
Yeah.
and I do see someone like push themselves, whether they're having like a bad day or they're having some personal problems, or
Yeah.
if I think I find like inspiration in like the small things that I see like every day. But like, do I have like one role model? Like also growing up, like I don't think there's someone like specific,
Okay.
you know.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's nice.
That's nice. Yeah.
Keeping it open.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's يعني very relatable, and a lot of people are like that. أحس too.
Yeah.
يعني.
وفي ناس عندهم اصلا role models كل مرحلة في أحد.
Yeah,
Yeah.
صح,
And it
that's
depends,
true.
like انتي تكبرين
Yeah,
فعقد
yeah.
شي يتغير, your
Yeah.
perspective
But
on
I
life
do
يتغير.
feel like the biggest inspiration for myself is myself, you know, because I do believe that I can do it, you know.
Yeah.
That's
like
amazing.
given the goals that I have, like I do trust myself, and I do trust like the team that I have, like whether it's my coach, my nutritionist, like my training partners and stuff, that like given like it's only a matter of time where like I would be able to achieve my goal, because like athletics is very hard. Like also like there's a lot of like injury, you know. Like not every race, like a few, like last year when we had like the Asian indoor championship in Tehran, you know, in Iran. And like a few weeks before that race, I just ran a PB, you know.
Okay.
So when we arrived in Tehran, we were in the bus, and we arrived, and then I had one day in Tehran, and then like the third day was my race, you know. So when we were in the bus, we were going to the hotel. The technical director sent like on WhatsApp, we have a group, the start list of like the girls running the Asian championship for the indoor. And the indoor races are different than the outdoor, where the track is smaller, and like the it's harder to run indoor than it is outdoor, you know. So you can see the times are a little bit like slower, you know. So when he sent like, and I ran my PB also indoor, you know. So when he sent the start list, and then I saw like the PBs of the girls with me, and like when I saw the times, like I have a chance in winning like a medal, you know, whether it was either gold or silver, you know. And that's like one of my goals, like, you know, like my lifetime goals in this sport is an Asian medal, and that would be like historic for Kuwait. Like no woman has ever won an Asian medal like in Kuwait, and that's pretty big, like because it's like a continent, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
So So when I arrived at race, we arrived the first day. I saw like the start list. I was this is it. Like this is the race. Like I'm gonna achieve my goal. I'm gonna win that medal. You know, I just ran my PB. Like I'm ready for this goal. I'm ready for this race. Like it's done. You know, my training has been good. I just ran my PB. My nutrition has been good. Like I was just ready to go. So we arrived. I woke up the next day. You know, I had the norovirus. You know, like a stomach bug, and like stomach pain. I couldn't eat anything. You know, and the next day would be my race. You know, and my race was in the morning because in Tehran it would be the race. The females raced in the morning, and then
Males.
the males raced in the afternoon. So my race was in the morning. You know. And I think like the norovirus it takes like I think a week or 10 days to clear up, you
Yeah.
know. And when I woke up in the morning, I had like all night I felt like stomach pain. I was just trying to convince myself like, oh no, you'll just wake up and you'd feel fine. So I woke up, I was so nauseous. I tried to have breakfast, like I couldn't eat anything, and I just couldn't believe it, you know. Like that was like my moment, you know. And now I woke up with a norovirus, you know. I tried to talk to my nutritionist to figure something out, you know. I tried to talk to my coach, like, what am I supposed to do? Like, you know, I'm sick, like, especially like we have that rule, and I think it's in sports, like when if you feel symptoms like from the neck up, it would be fine, you know. Like if you have like a stuffy nose, like a sore throat, like a headache, you can run that race. But any symptoms from the neck down, that would really affect like your performance, especially if you have like the norovirus, you know. And I feel like this, especially like with the stomach, it's really like it really like, you know, like you hit the head, like you can't do anything.
Yeah.
So like, should I run that race? Should I not run that race? Like we know, I knew it would be hard. So you know, I was like whatever. Like I'll take my chances, and I'm gonna run that race. You know. So I woke up the morning, like the day of the race. I couldn't eat anything. You know, I remember going to the breakfast buffet. You know, I was just like so nauseous. I took a small cupcake, you know, with me. I tried to take like the caffeine, like the stuff that I would usually have like with me for the races. And I went to the like the race venue. And again, like no one was allowed. I was alone. Like no male coaches were allowed. You couldn't have your phone in with you. You know, the watch. They took our watches also. So I was just like sitting down, like waiting to warm up. And I remember like because we had to wear like the veil.
Scarf,
Yeah, so I wrapped it around myself, and I was just like laying down, you know, because on I was just so sick, you know.
Out of it.
And I was
Yeah.
like, and I was just telling myself like I can't believe like this happened, you know, like that was supposed to be like the race of my lifetime, you know, because that was my goal. Like the Olympics was my goal, but for me, like having an Asian medal is the biggest goal, because like that's historic. Like being an Asian champion is very big, you know. So anyway, I tried to warm up, you know. I was just trying to convince myself that it's fine, you know. um Based on the times like of the race, like I was supposed to get either gold or silver, but I got fourth, you know. Like it was between me and the girl who got bronze were like fractions of a second, you
But
know.
wow, and you were able to get
Yeah,
that
like
even
with
yeah,
the with the
with
bug.
the
yeah,
bug and not
like
having fueled
yeah, and
properly
then
and
like yeah, I did not eat anything. And when I finished the race, you know, to the I ran to the bathroom, you know. I just threw up whatever like little I had, like
Wow.
water in my stomach, and I just like, you know, I just like curled up in a ball, and I was crying because like I was just so heartbroken, you know. But again, like this is what happened. Like this is sports, you know. And again, like you're
yeah.
dealing with like the human body, like,
صح.
you know, like like there was nothing I could do to prevent
It's
like that,
extremely
you know.
unpredictable.
Yeah, like and like when I was sick, like I was like I just could not believe like this, like that was happening, you know. Because like but this is my chance to like win the medal, you
Yeah.
know. But like that didn't happen.
ما عليه
ما
ما
Yeah.
عليه
يعني كنت
Yeah.
أخيرة
فيها
yeah
خير
ما
Yeah,
you
yeah,
never
yeah.
know.
And I do like I genuinely do believe, like I do trust God, you know.
Yeah.
Like I do believe that, like, you know, like Allah my tab, you know.
طبعا.
Yeah.
And like there, like my time will come, and it's only like a matter of like time, you know. Like,
Yeah,
and
because you
when.
are working hard for
Yeah,
it
and
and
it
Yeah,
will
it will
and
pay off.
and when the time comes, when your time
Yeah.
comes, it will be much grander. What and what you
Yeah,
thought
yeah,
will be
Yeah.
yeah, and I do
initially
genuinely,
يعني.
and I think that does give me peace. Just thinking like, okay, this is not my time, like my time will come, but this is not my time. Just to
Yeah,
so like continue like training, like I still have that
definitely.
goal of like being having like an Asian
Medal,
medal.
yeah.
So
And you will,
yeah,
inshallah.
You will,
inshallah,
you will,
yeah,
and it will be
inshallah.
more grand.
And you never know,
Yeah.
it's probably be even like a better PB يعني, at
Yeah,
that
صح
time.
yeah,
صح
or like a better race, or like
Yeah.
yeah, or whatever it is, yeah,
إن
So
شاء الله.
that's inshallah you will just
yeah.
believe in yourself, manifest it, and
Yeah,
inshallah it will
yeah,
be coming.
inshallah.
So شوفي احنا حاليا we're on a roll of like anything we manifest within this podcast actually it happens. So إن
Okay.
شاء الله يا رب.
Inshallah, yes.
Yeah.
Inshallah نسمع within this year or
Inshallah.
like within
We'll
2025
have her
Yeah,
back
maybe.
as an Asian
inshallah.
medal.
Inshallah, ليش لا.
Inshallah.
يا
يا
رب
رب
يا
بإذن
رب
الله يا
يا
رب.
رب.
So how does your training and nutrition differ from on season versus off season?
Honestly, like
If there is any difference.
no, you do get used to like
Yeah.
eating, like you do genuinely get used to like eating like the food that's good for you,
Yeah.
بالعكس, like when I do eat like food that's like bad for me, it's like I do feel like I
Sluggish.
can't wait to like
Yeah.
go back to like my normal food, but like again, I don't like I push myself for anything, like I don't like if I'm craving something, like I do eat it, but you do like once you get used to like the food or get used to a routine, it's like خلاص, you're just like on autopilot, yeah.
Okay.
Is there a difference in your training? يعني the off season, on season, or is it the same thing?
Like you mean like when it's off season, like when
Versus
it's
يعني in season or off season, like does the training change in some way? Like what's the difference?
like we like when like for example now we're doing the pre-season training, like because we do have like the season starts, like the indoor season starts I think in January, because and now it's like a lot of mileage, like a lot of heavy training, a lot of strength work, and then it does eventually uh like like fall down into like specifically focusing on like the 800, where we try to work on like more like speed work, and because the 800 again is just 2 laps, and we
Yeah.
do try to like be lighter, slowly like deload off of like the hard work and like the mileage and stuff, and then like just try to be like light and fast and like ready for racing,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
Interesting.
What would you have any type of advice for mini Amal, if you could give her advice?
Like trust yourself, because I like until now, like especially like the years before, it gets better on like honestly every year, but like I did not trust myself, like
Okay.
I did not trust like capabilities that I have like within myself,
Okay.
but again, like I said, like racing, like the Asian indoors, like in Kazakhstan, and then like for example like Iran, where I do see myself competing like with the like the other countries like China or Japan, where again like these people again have like the support of their nation, being able to compete with these girls and like see myself coming so close to them again, like I do like I did start to build trust like within myself,
Alhamdulillah.
yeah, like where I do trust myself. Oh, like I was like coming into like the races before, I'm like, no, like these girls are like better than me, like oh no, like they're probably gonna win, and then when I do like go back and then see my race, I'm like I was close, if I just trusted myself, and that's the words of my coach, like if you just trusted yourself like a little bit, like you would at least be able to like at least like to come closer to like to the P, so getting like first, second, or third, and that's happened before, so like just trust yourself, trust yourself, not only in your like your capabilities, but like trust yourself into like that you would be able to like work hard to get what you want,
Yeah.
yeah.
هو دايما يقولون you're your worst nightmare or your worst
We are our
critic.
worst critic, yeah.
Yeah, that's true, and like that's like my coach always tells me, like you have to like be easier on yourself and just trust yourself,
Wow.
and like celebrate like the small things, like small
صح.
wins every day.
صح.
Yeah, and like just because you want something so bad, you don't have to be so hard on yourself,
صح.
I
I love that. And I love
Yeah.
that your coach is your therapist
Yeah,
as
yeah,
well.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
the full circle
Yeah,
moment.
yeah, and like I did go through like a lot of like coaches that I did not like click with, you know.
Yeah.
But like again, like I feel like if you do work hard and like تسعين بشيء تحبينه, like the right people like will find you, you know.
Yes.
Like, and you would slowly like build your team. Like also my nutritionist, like my training partners and stuff. Like I feel like we're all like on the same page because we have the same mentality, you know, and we all like try to like inspire each other and like push ourselves like in the good and bad days, you know.
واحد كلنا
Definitely.
puzzle
The environment
من
makes a
تلاقي
big,
الواحد.
yeah, the environment makes is a big,
Yeah, like and like again, training. If the training is hard, like we'd push ourselves. Okay, we'll do one more. Like okay, I'll run with you and like in that in this rep, and like I'll help you with this one. You know, like okay, you looked good like in running that race. How about like running that rep? How about you try like one more? You know, and it's nice. But again, like it takes time to like find like your
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 people.
team, like you know, like and the people that you trust and you know like do have your back. You know.
Yes.
Yeah.
وهذا this is the case in real life. فما بالك when you're actually competing
yeah,
with
yeah,
something.
that's true. Yeah, true.
It's crazy.
And what would you give advice to like the younger girls that look up to you or like that want to be in your position someday, or يعني they want to go into athletics or just be an athlete in general? أنا حطيتك on the spot شوية أدري.
Mental toughness, like you have to be mentally strong before you have to be like physically strong,
Yeah.
you know, because like I said, like telling you the story about like the Asian indoor championship in Tehran, like that was again like mentally hard, not just physically, you know, like where it took me like a while to get over it, like you know, where I was like kind of sad and stuff, you know. But again, like you have to be like mentally strong before like you have to be physically strong or physically capable coming into that sport, you know. Yeah.
Wow. Being mentally strong is one of the toughest thing you can do.
Yeah. Yeah,
يعني
and that's like I said that once like to my physio, and she was surprised. Like I said that like training is the easy part, you know, like the mental part of like I think any sport like is the hard part, because you can control your training, you can control like the pace you're gonna run, like if you're tired you can rest, but like having to control your mind, I think it's like it's
Definitely,
harder,
yeah.
you know.
Also showing up to training
Every
needs
single day,
every
yeah.
single day needs mental
Yeah.
stability.
Yeah,
يعني.
yeah. But also like the setbacks, because there are like I think working on any passion that anyone has, like not just in sport, like working on it, there has to be a lot of setbacks, you know. You have to like, you know, like stop and then look at what you did wrong, and then like
And not
like,
giving
go
up
back.
and not
Yeah,
giving
go
up
back and
is-
then like start
yeah.
working like on something, because also last year I got we had like the Arab Championship, and then a week or 2 weeks later we had like the Asian Championship. That was I think 2 years ago, where I was in a training camp. I did all my prep races. I was done with my training camp, and the flight was supposed to be in 5 days, and then I got a calf tear 5 days before the race, you know. Yeah, and then that took me out for like I think 6 weeks. So I lost I wasn't able to compete the Arab Championship, the Asian Championship, and then the Arab Games, and then for that they were gonna take someone for like the World Championship, so I lost that one too. Yeah, and then it's something that like it was just like it was sudden, you know. Again, I was talking to my nutritionist and I was talking to my doctor, like what went wrong. Like I was doing everything right. He's like, you can't predict these
The
stuff,
body,
you know?
the human
Yeah.
body in the
هو-
end.
Yeah.
It's
بس-
unpredictable.
بس again كل تأخيرة فيها خيرة.
Yeah,
يعني I do believe that sincerely.
yeah, بالضبط. Like again, like
Mental
yeah,
toughness.
I do get sad. Again, we're human. Like
أكيد
yeah,
أكيد
and
أكيد.
it's not wrong to get sad. It's not wrong to like sit down and cry and take your time to be like get out of your system. But again, like you have to like use that as like, you know, fuel like for the future, you know. Yeah.
So what's next for Amal?
We do have like there are 3 Asian championships coming. Like we have the Asian outdoor, and then we have the Asian indoor next year, and then we have the Asian Games in the 2026. So this is like 3 chances to try to get like
Inshallah.
an Asian
Inshallah.
outdoor,
Inshallah.
We manifested it here first. بس عشان put it on the table.
Inshallah,
Inshallah,
بإذن
for
الله يا
sure.
رب, yeah.
Okay. So your next one is in December, November?
No, there's one in, I think they said it was in May.
Okay.
Yeah, شهر 5.
Inshallah.
Yeah,
Inshallah.
in South Korea.
Ya Rab.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
inshallah we can
Inshallah.
we can do
Inshallah you
something.
get the medal and inshallah
We'll celebrate
yeah.
back here.
Yeah, but like I think I want the indoor because that one was like that one was like the you know what happened like with
Yes.
yeah. I feel like there's like unfinished business with like the
Inshallah
ATV
both.
outdoor.
Why not?
Yeah, inshallah both.
صح
Yeah,
عصفورين
inshallah.
بحجة.
Yeah, بإذن الله إن
Yeah.
شاء الله إن
بإذن
شاء الله
الله.
يا رب.
Inshallah. Well,
Okay.
that's amazing. Well, thank you for joining us today
Thank you
and
for having me.
sharing your inspiring story. Well, it was يعني extremely inspiring.
جد.
يعني
We had goosebumps most of the
yeah.
time.
And يعني it's inspiring me to get back on my running بعد يعني
Okay.
I need to get back on the weather is nice. I need to get back on my running. I've been slacking شوية بس.
I mean, you can't replace the runner's high. I feel like
إيه.
even what if like I do run every single day, but like again, there's no better feeling than like
Oof.
finishing
Yeah.
training and like getting my training in, and that feeling is
You
like
feel good. Like you feel like you can
feel
conquer
good.
the day.
Yeah, even if that run was so
Yeah.
bad, the fact that I just
You actually
finished
did
like
it.
running,
Yeah.
it feels so good, you know.
صح.
Yeah,
So,
I've been
so you should get back
like
into
with
your
the
running.
weather يعني when the weather was hot I was replacing it with the Stairmaster.
Okay.
I have a love-hate relationship with it. يعني I love the feeling. Same thing like when you finish you're like, oh, I feel really good.
Yeah.
It's just getting yourself on that machine is
Yeah.
a headache. But I've been replacing with that بس الحين لا, that the weather is nice. I need to take advantage and go outdoors. And
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Inshallah.
Why
but
not?
thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for
It was
having me.
such
It
a
was
pleasure.
fun. It
Yeah.
was fun.
We finally were able to make it happen.
Definitely.
After a couple of delays, but we're here today. We're here now.
وكلتا أخيرة فيها
Yes.
أخيرة.
Yeah.
Again.
And I hope you enjoyed us as well.
I did. You guys
and
are so nice.
Thank
It was so
you.
nice to talk to you guys.
It's such a pleasure to
Yes.
have you.
Likewise.
جد you're
It was
such
nice
an
to be
icon.
here.
Yeah.
وإن شاء الله يا رب نشوفك من أعلى
إن شاء
من
الله.
أعلى
إن
إلى
شاء
أعلى
الله.
يا
إن شاء
رب.
الله حبيبتي.
Yes,
بإذن
إن شاء
الله
الله.
يا رب.
And with that, thank you guys for tuning in. As usual, don't forget to tune in every Wednesday, reading out episodes like inspiring stories, maybe some hot tea. You never know what's coming up next. As always, follow us on all platforms. And with that, as always, keep it for real.
Big love.
Peace.